Alrighty, you know what day it is, everybody. That's right, it is Hump Day. Good Wednesday morning, everybody. Liberty Street Rock here in the home gym. That's right, we are back in the home gym. It's Wednesday. We're going to get some cardio in today, and then we're going to get an extended full body stretch. We're going to work on some splits, hamstrings, all that fun stuff. We're going to calm things down in a little bit. But first things first, we're going to get on the bike here. We're going to knock off 30 minutes of cardio this morning. So yeah, we're back in the home gym. Been a little while. Yeah, I had to actually redo the stream a little bit because we switch things up when we go to the outdoor gym. But it feels good to be back here. Fell asleep on the couch last night. I don't know what time it was, 7 o'clock. It might have been 7:15. I was out like a light, and next thing you know, I'm waking up and it's 9:45. I'm like, all right, we had a good sleep. Went upstairs, went to bed again. So we got a good night's sleep. We're fully charged, ready to go. Feeling really good after that big workout we did yesterday at the outdoor gym. Cheers, everybody. We got the morning drink here. BioSteel in the morning with creatine, glutamine, citrulline. So yeah, so we're gonna just we're gonna get some cardio in here this morning, and then we're gonna put the bike away. Then we're gonna just really calm things down, get a really good solid stretch in today. My back, it needs some major TLC. So yeah, welcome in everybody. Liberty Street Rock here in the home gym. We are live streaming on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. Appreciate from wherever you're watching. Make sure, Ink Pitbull, good morning. Make sure wherever you're watching, you either smash that follow button, smash that subscribe button. Appreciate the support. We're having a lot of fun right now with the summer workouts here. It's been really good. Really happy with how the progress is coming. There's a few tweaks I want to make outside still with my lat lap bar that I built. I need to make a couple of changes. I did turn down Ink Pitbull the sound alert, so the next time it goes off, it should not paralyze you and deafen you. Yeah, it shouldn't be too overpowering. I see I didn't quite get that. I can see I didn't quite get the chat box back over far enough. I see I missed it a little bit. That is good. LOL. Yes, it is a good thing. Yes. Yeah. So I did that last night. But anyways, all good. It's really funny because when I go back and I watch the VOD to see how things are going, it is kind of interesting especially when I watch it on YouTube and that thing goes off. It is loud. So, and again, I don't wear headphones when I'm watching it, so it's probably a tad bit loud, or was. So we've turned her down a bit. I turned down the Raid one a little bit as well, just in case. But anyways, yeah. So, the workouts, yeah, I've been really happy with them. I'm going to do a little minor tweak on that lap bar. I got to figure out exactly what I'm going to do, but I have a few ideas on how I'm going to tweak that a little bit. So, but anyways, other than that, we got legs today. So finally, we're going to get outside today. We're going to get some legs outside. Now, it does become a very different workout at the outdoor gym. So we're going to get some belt squats in. Haven't done them literally forever. I actually was about to do a leg workout out there a few weeks ago, but it was so windy I couldn't do it. You couldn't hear anything. So we're going to be outside this afternoon. We're going to do some belt squats. We're going to get in some walking lunges. Ink Pitbull redeemed first here. Woo! There we go. There's the sound alert. So we're going to get that in. Then after that, we're going to get some stiff-legged deadlifts in for sure. So we're going to do those. And then from there, we'll probably first here, first there. Absolutely. First everywhere. I know. This is an OB free zone, man. Look out. Look out. So, yeah, we're going to get a few different things in. And I might bring out the ankle straps that we have, and we'll do some pulley work with the ankle. I haven't done that in like literally years. I rarely ever do, but you know what? Sometimes you gotta get outside the box, so to speak, and switch things up a little bit. So yeah, we're gonna have some good fun today. And yeah, walking lunges will be good. We'll get them in, or even just standing lunges. We'll get something going. Don't worry. So that's this afternoon. Between 3:30 and 4, we'll do that. This morning was just I wanted to get on the bike. I haven't been on the bike, and I got to get a really, really good solid stretch in today, because we haven't really done a whole lot of it in the last few days. So other than that, playoffs coming up tonight. They start the finals. Edmonton versus Florida. Wildfires burning out of control across Western Canada already, and we're only just barely into June here, so that's a bit concerning. So yeah, some crazy stuff going on in the world, like always. Apparently we had some kind of shooting up here about an hour from where I live. Kind of a small mass shooting, but apparently one dead and multiple injured apparently, so that's always great, but yeah, not good news at all. But other than that, we're right here in our home gym trying to get some fitness going here this morning. Yeah, it's becoming a more common thing now. It's just like kind of crazy every time you turn around, right? It's just you know, Trump snibbles about the fentanyl crossing the border. Literally 1% of all the fentanyl in the U.S. comes from Canada, but he doesn't carry on about how all your guns make it up here, right? I mean, I don't even know. Honestly, I'd be hard-pressed to even admit to you right now, I don't even know if there's a gun manufacturer in Canada. I don't even know if we manufacture guns in this country. No idea, couldn't tell you. I mean, you know, 30, 40 years ago, there weren't that many guns in Canada, so how do you think they get here? They cross the border. They come up from the States. You know, like, I honestly could not tell you today, right now, if we have a gun manufacturing company in this country. I have no idea. Couldn't tell you. Big, great question to Google. But yeah, so no talk about that, but manufacture all sorts of nonsense about fentanyl coming from Canada. I mean, that's not to say that it's not a problem. Of course it's a problem. But, you know, he's just manufacturing a bunch of nonsense. But anyways, we don't want to talk politics. That'll just get us right out of control. We don't want to do that, so. But we got a warm one coming up today, so this should be a fantastic workout this afternoon. It'll be a hot one. Okay, we just turned that tension up, so we got a real good one coming up later on today. And looking forward to it. Ooh, that was a little too tight, I think. It's like all of a sudden those legs were on fire. I was like, well, okay, hold on. Yeah, so. Legs coming up later on. Gonna focus on this cardio. Got to get a little bit of meal prep done today. Oh, 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, one thing I was watching this morning, before I came down here about an hour ago, really interesting little video somebody put together was the border between Canada and the United States and some of the quirkiness of the border. And Uh, yeah, no, I can only do an early one when only do Wednesdays, Saturday, and Sundays right now, because Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm out on the truck right now. So, and that's probably going to be for the next couple of weeks. So, you know, getting in the afternoon workouts, I'm not going to lie, is a little bit of a challenge, especially now that we start getting into this hotter weather. So it does make it a little bit more challenging, to say the least. But we're going to continue to do our best. But I would imagine it's going to be like this for a few more weeks. Yeah. Well, sometimes when you're sick, that's what happens, right? Things change up, and all of a sudden it's like, what day is it? Like, yeah, like I have to admit, even this morning I woke up like, what time? Like, what time is it? What day? Oh yeah, it's Wednesday, right? I don't have to go to work today, so yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, it's sometimes a little bit of a challenge. One sec, I gotta check something here. Yeah, and you've been under the weather now for days, right? So that does suck, right? Let's do that. Just want to make sure this is up and running. And this is driving me nuts. I gotta fix this right now. I don't like this. Okay, so that's working. That's good. All right, let's do this. Okay, and do that. Okay, we're back. Yeah, saying, yeah. Yeah, you don't want to be admitting you're going senile or something, right? Yeah, you don't want to do that. Okay, back on the bike. Sorry, had to fix a couple of little things there. Okay. All right, let's grab a drink here. Are you feeling any better this morning, or what's the deal? Yeah, sometimes you get sick like that and it just throws you right off, right? So, oh, still feeling queasy, eh? So yeah, you got a good stomach bug then. You got a good one going around. That's second or third day for you now. Well, hopefully you're on the mend, because that's the last thing you want, you know, going into June. I mean, it's happened to all of us at some point. You catch a summer cold. Like even last night, I didn't even open the window till, you know, 2:30 in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. I got up because it's starting to get a little bit warm in there. So in the bedroom, so I opened the window. I mean, it was only 16 out, so it's like that's like, you know, 60-ish, give or take. It's weird because it's making me want unhealthy food, and I'm sure that doesn't help. No, you don't want to get caught up like home gym physique, sitting down, having a pizza, you know, potato chips and stuff like that. I was jonesing last night for something. I didn't give in. Even yesterday, I went to get a coffee. I stopped at Tim Hortons, and I walked in, man. I was looking in the, you know, in the cookie counter. I did not give in though. I wanted to, man. Oh, I wanted to something fierce, but I did not give in. Very close, but I didn't. I got to stay away from that. So, yeah, it was tough. I'm not going to lie. I love cookies like anybody. I mean, I'm not like, I don't have a sweet tooth, but the problem is when you stop to get a coffee, which I love to get, you're ordering your coffee and like the cookie window's right there. Like you're here ordering and the cookie counter right there, and it's like, man. And like they got all these new cookies, like an M&M sugar cookie. They got these other ones with these big chocolate chunks on them. Then they got these other ones, like they're called the Dream Cookies, right? They're raising money for the hospitals and stuff, right? And it's just like, you want to do it, but it's like, I mean, again, I don't know the specs on the cookies, like how many grams of sugar, how many grams of carbs. Trust me, it's a lot. And I just, I don't want to keep doing it because, each cookie's like $2. I mean, they're enormous, right? Which is the next problem. It's almost like a small meal. Oh yeah, I've been in years before. It's been a while. I'll have to get back in there. And Home Gym Physique, he mentioned, or was it you? Somebody was mentioning about folding benches, like different brands. Now, I'd have to actually go back into the bod to find that conversation to get the list of them. But yeah, when you're trying to cut, which I am down a few pounds now, which is good. You get on a roll, like the last thing you want to do is like, okay, I'm down a couple now. I can have something. Like, you got to stay the course, right? Like, you don't want to get caught up. And next thing you know, you're like, okay, I can afford to cheat. I found a couple of very Canadian things that cracked me up. Yeah, trust me, man, we do have a kind of a bizarre, weird sense of humor in this country. Especially out east with the newfies. Okay, so I was starting out to tell you, I was watching a video this morning on the border between the States and Canada, and some real quirkiness with that border. Like out in British Columbia and Vancouver, it goes across the 49th parallel. Well, there's like a body of water, and then there's just the way the land kind of comes down. Rupert, I guess it's part of Washington State, is literally in Canada, surrounded by water, and the only way those people in Rupert, Washington State can get to the United States is by crossing the border, driving up, turning right, and then coming south again to actually get into the States. And then over by Minnesota, the way the 49th parallel goes, the 49th parallel, before it gets to the 49th parallel, it's coming up across the Great Lakes and then comes up to the top of Ontario. And then all of a sudden it like juts up and then straight down, and there's like a lake, and there's like a piece of land right there. Again, those people, they're American in Canada, but the only way they can get to the United States is either if they've got a boat, or they got to go into Canada and then drive south to get into to a border crossing. Yeah, it's kind of weird. And then out in the Maritimes, the way the border's designed, there's a library. I think it's in Nova Scotia or New Brunswick, one or the other. And the border goes right through the building, and they built the building on purpose to show the friendship between the United States and Canada. So very interesting stuff. Kind of crazy. And the way they built some houses, you literally are sleeping in your bedroom in the United States, but you walk to your kitchen and you're literally in Canada. Well, there was some issues there for sure. There were some surveyors, obviously, that made mistakes. They've openly admitted that. But a lot of these homes and buildings that were built in the early 1900s were built on purpose. This is what the guy was saying. They were built on purpose to show the friendship between Canada, the United States. Now, there's a road that goes through, areas across the country. And like, let's say 35 years ago, like nobody cared. You could literally walk across the road and be in the United States, have coffee with your neighbor, then walk back, and nobody would ever bother you. But now apparently, they kind of like frown on that, like don't do that. Like we don't like that. So border security has really been, cranked up a few notches now since obviously issues around, 9/11 and just even recent stuff that's been going on. So yeah, and the amount of people that illegally cross the border is a big problem. So yeah, so very interesting. But yeah, the surveyors did have a lot of it wrong back in the day. So and there were treaties as well, like apparently Vancouver Island, there was a treaty signed apparently, and because the Americans wanted it, and Canada was like, no, you're not getting it, we're keeping that. And eventually everybody came to an agreement, said okay, Vancouver Island can stay with Canada. So lots of Americans cross both our borders to buy medicine. Oh yeah. Hey, listen, don't be fooled. We Canadians, we go down to the United States to get stuff that's absolutely not available here in Canada. Another kind of crazy fact, the Coffee Crisp chocolate bar, can't get it in the United States. And, it is a huge seller up here. But there's chocolate bars that you can only get in Canada that you cannot get in the United States. And I don't know why that is. It's called the Coffee Crisp. Yeah, look that up. It's a wicked chocolate bar. I haven't had one in decades, but believe me when I tell you, beyond epic. Yeah. Yeah, never heard of it. Exactly my point. Yeah. Yeah, Coffee Crisp is amazing. Amazing. Yeah. Just see if you can get them on Amazon. Yeah. I mean, don't do it, because you'll be addicted. You'll be so addicted, you'll be in trouble. Don't do it. Yeah. But yeah, there's all sorts of stuff available down there that we can't get here. Even the most crazy thing I'm going to tell you, Temu has stuff that is exclusive to USA that we cannot get in Canada. Because it'll ask you when you sign up on Temu, do you want Canada or do you want the United States? And yeah, like if you go surfing and shopping on the American site, there's different stuff there than available in Canada. I'm not sure 100% why, but it's kind of crazy. But yeah. Okay, what do we have here? I used to have to import Walker Smoky Bacon Crisps from England all the time because we only have the gross, disgusting, greasy crisps here, and they are awesome across the pond. Yeah, I believe it. Bacon in Canada, there's a lot of lousy bacon. Like there really honestly is. There's just a lot of cheap. I don't eat a lot of bacon, but I'm like anybody. Once in a while, you got to do it. Big bacon and eggs breakfast, home fries, toast. Haven't done it in a while. But now the only bacon I buy is the butcher's cut, which are super thick slices. And I don't even fry it anymore. I put it in the oven now. Open it up, full strips, and I just put it in the oven. And you don't get, a piece of bacon that starts off here that ends up like this. It pretty much maybe loses about half an inch, and that's it. Yeah, that's all I buy now. It's like $13 for a pound, but you don't need 5 slices. To, 1 or 2 slices, and you're trust me, it's a real big thick slice of bacon. but it's also a pound because most of the bacon you buy today only has about 10 slices, maybe 12 tops. This one's got like 15 to 18 slices. So yeah, that's another big issue, like just the amount of shrinkage within the food industry now, where you used to buy a bag of chips and it was actually like a full bag in there. Now most bags are half full, still the same size, but it's all air, right? Yeah. Oh, totally, 100%. Yeah. I mean, the bacon that you're gonna buy that's on sale at, like, let's say $5.99 or $4.99, it like you take it out of the package. It's just literally the thinnest, most garbage slices that you could ever imagine. Yeah, it's not good at all. So, I mean, again, I don't buy it often, but when I do, I just go all out, buy the butcher's cut. They're big, thick slices. And again, you cook it about 10-11 minutes this side, 10-11 minutes that side. You're good to go. You can't ask for a better slice. Okay, so we're on the home stretch here. We got about 6 minutes to go here. Again, just wanted to get the heart rate up a little bit. Not really breaking any records here. I don't want to really overdo it here today either. Almost all the time, I just eat healthy, but every once in a while, need less than a healthy meal snack. Yep. All right, Frosty Tools coming in, sticking through these ad breaks. Meanwhile, let's catch up on chat. Chat's been a mix of political pot stirring and personal time warping, with Ink Pitbull feeling off their Wednesday game. They're battling queasiness and cravings for not so healthy stuff. Meanwhile, Canadian memes are making their waves in Discord, and there's a curious case of border drawing drunkenness. Plus a shout out to Elusive Walker's Smoky Bacon Crisps and the quest for non-greasy bacon. Man, do you, like, seriously, is Frosty Tools not out of control? Like, unbelievable how it takes the chat and creates that. Like, that is unbelievable. Oh, totally spy level, dude. Psycho Commando messaged me. I was sleeping last night, and he was talking about his Robo Psycho, and he's got it up and running. So I got to get in his stream today and check this out. Yeah, he really honestly is beyond a wizard when it comes to this stuff. Like, he's been at this streaming game for well into 10 plus years, and yeah, he's created some pretty incredible stuff, you know. Yeah, like, honestly, it was him and Adventure Seeker that helped me out in the very beginning getting this all set up. Dude, I'd never heard of Twitch in 2020. You know, I had never heard of it. And then got into this, and then Kick came along. You know, it's really funny because, I mean, I stream at the worst possible time for anybody to come into my stream on Kick. And I really, honestly, barely get any traction. Even if I have 4 or 5 people in the stream, nobody talks. And, but I don't have the ability to stream midday. And to be honest, I thought streaming at 4 in the afternoon I would do so much better. Not even close. Not on Kick anyways. I mean, there's days where you get like 8, 9, 10 people in your stream now, which is great, but not over on Kick. And YouTube's been quiet the last few weeks too. I was doing really, really well there, but I don't know, kind of calmed down a little bit. But the regulars haven't been in a while. So anyways, it is what it is. We just keep plugging away, doing our thing, having fun. That's all we can do. But I want to get a big stretch in today. No time constraints either, which is really, really nice for a change. And we're up to 383 subs on YouTube, which is great. Great news. The number's gone way up, which is fantastic. So we're going to keep plugging away with the content. Got to try and get a short out today if we can. Haven't done one in a week or more, so we got to get one out. All right, we're just about done 30 minutes here on the bike. Closing in here on 30 minutes. That's how easy 30 minutes goes by. You just get on the bike and hey, Pitbull, you got to do a top 10, man. I got a feeling. I got to see if Obi's lurking because he hasn't said anything this morning. We got to see where we're at here to see if he's in the stream or not. I know I don't see him either. I mean, I haven't gone in to have a little peek, but the Mix It Up top 10 will tell us if he's in and if you've gained on him. Oh, you put a space. No space, no space. Oh my god, he is gonna lose a gasket. He is gonna snap. Well, it doesn't work on Kick anyways, but he's not here. Trust me, he would never go into Kick and not into here. He would be in both. Oh my goodness, he is going to absolutely snap. Yeah, Kick viewerless, yeah. Oh man, you are like right there. Oh, this is gonna get good. I gotta go to the post office today. So the big problem that I have here in Canada right now is that our national, our national postal service is like literally about to go on strike, which obviously is going to be a massive problem. So I got to go to the post office today and kind of inquire to see what the situation is. I got to read the papers and kind of see where we're at with all this, because if Canada Post goes on strike, I can't mail this thing off, the shirt, and I don't want to then put it in the post and then it gets stuck in La La Land, and so that's a bit of an issue. But yeah, I'm gonna have to break the dog sled team out. That's a bit of a problem though, getting all the way across the pond, right? Yeah, so I gotta pay attention very, very closely as to what's happening with our postal service. They are in a legal strike position, so all right, why is that acting up on me? Okay, we're good there. Okay, we're good there. Okay, I think we're okay. Yeah. Okay, let's calm things down here. Excuse me. Let's bring that down. And all right, let's do this here. there. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's calm things down here a little bit. Let's start off with some big stretches here. We hear the music, or am I dreaming? Oh yeah, it's there. Okay, I do hear it. Okay, let's get some stretching going here. Alright, let's get our stretches going here. I see my audio visualizer at the bottom isn't activated. Testing. You hear me? Yeah, okay. I can still hear it. All right, let's continue on here. Yeah, it's on the bottom of my screen. It's not working. I don't know why. I just realized that. I'll play with it after. Yeah, I know. I noticed that too. It did freeze. Well, it didn't freeze up. It just went into the wheel of death was spinning on me. Not sure why. Look inside. And Twitch has this big thing out right now about 2K streaming. And I was watching a popular YouTuber yesterday talking about it, basically saying don't sign up for it because number one, the bit rate is only so good. Yeah, the Wheel of Death, I had at least half a dozen this stream. Yeah. No, I didn't apply. He said don't do it. He said it's ridiculous. He said first of all, he goes, people are streaming with like a 6K bit rate. He goes, now you want to stream, we can barely stream in 1080, but now they're promoting streaming in 2K, which is 1440. He said they're not set up for it. So, I mean, I don't know what I'm missing, but I didn't sign up for it yet. All right, let's get on the ground here. So, I haven't signed up. And my bit rate's pretty fine. I don't understand what the problem is. Yeah, it just did it to me right there. I just had one on the screen right there. Yeah, the bit rate's fine, so I'm not sure what the problem is. But yeah, so I didn't bother to sign up. Not yet. The other thing I've heard over the years is that if you are a partner, your bit rate is up to 8,000. Oh, really? Yeah, actually it is. You're right. It is ahead. Yeah, so I've learned over the years that if you are a partner, you can, I think your bit rate is increased to 8,000. If you're an affiliate, it's 6,000. So I'm not going to bother right now to apply. I don't think it really, I mean, is it that important right now? Yes and no. I don't have enough followers at this point to really be overly super concerned about it. I'll kind of wait. I've heard similar about streaming quality, but then yeah, that's what I've heard. I mean, at the end of the day, it's as long as it's in 1080 at this point, I'm happy. And again, that's one of the biggest issues why I don't stream with OBS and I use Prism, because when I use OBS, it will not let me stream multi-streaming on YouTube in 1080. It always drops to 720. I've tried and tried and tried. I've had people, assist me in trying to get it going, but I just can't do it. I don't think it's my system issue. So I don't know. That's why I always revert back to Prism. So it allows me to stream to all three in 1080. Personally, my own opinion, probably because I'm biased, because I've used Prism now for so long. I just find it a little bit of an easier platform. I'm okay either way. I have 1080 camera and a 4K. Yeah. I don't mind OBS. I just find it a little bit more complicated. I mean, I literally I run a one camera system. I have the ability now. I can use my second camera when I need it, but I don't, like Psycho, for instance, and others who have multiple cameras and they're switching back and forth. I only have so much room. I don't need multiple cameras. I don't need multiple scenes. I like to keep it super simple. One camera, you can see me. When I do leg extensions, I can get the camera from here to here. Boom, done. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to have a camera at the back of the gym, a camera at the side of the gym. I just don't need all that. So it's just one of those things. Getting outside, I use Prism and Psycho OBS. You use Prism and Psycho. Yeah, I have OBS. Like, if we ever do like a multi-camera or a multi-stream get-together, I can do it. Yeah. Oh yeah. He's an OBS fanatic. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know if there's anybody on Twitch that's better than him when it comes to OBS. Like, he really is the master at it. He is that good. I'm singing his praises right now and he's sleeping. He's missing all my praising I'm giving him. He's missing it all. Yeah, he was one of the first people. I use OBS, but I want a simpler software like Studio was. Check out Prism, man. It's really, like, I don't know what your setup is. Like, I don't know what your setup is, but it personally, for me, I find it easier. The music took a little figuring out, but I figured it out. Like, I literally just downloaded all my own music. Like, the music I'm playing right now is all copyright free. I don't play anything that's not, and that's only because number one, I saved the VODs, and secondly, I'm streaming on YouTube, and they will slap you around and beat you up if you're streaming copyrighted music. So if you don't save your VODs, then you can get away with playing all the popular hits of today. I saved my VOD, so I just don't play copyrighted music, that's all. I'm an Apple guy, yeah, so's the other three in my house here, wife and the two boys. So when things need messing about with, I can use iOS easy, but Microsoft is a pain in every way. Yeah, Psycho doesn't like Microsoft either. He's cursed him around a little bit. I'm an Android guy, so, and I mean it's the company phone, so I kind of don't have an option there, but yeah. Years ago, I bought Stream Machines to game because they were Linux. Oh yeah. I've heard Psycho talk about Linux. I don't know much about it. I was never a gamer guy. Like, when you're a musician, you just don't have time for games. I will admit though, if I was going to game, like, I've played the hockey, not the new stuff. The new stuff's just way out of my league. It's just so far out of my league today. I can't do it anymore, but I love car racing games. You know, I've played most of them, but the new stuff's just so advanced now. And I guess I'm a little older now, so it's a little out of my league. Alright, let's continue. We're working on this lower back today. Alright, let's work on some glute stretches now. Yeah, I've heard Psycho talk about Linux. He's into all this stuff. He was streaming. Do you remember Mix It Up? Or no, not Mix It Up, Mixer. He was streaming on Mixer. He was gaming, and I don't think he was doing fitness on there, but he was gaming. The golden age of gaming ended basically a decade ago. The games were much better, 98 through 2014. I didn't find Mixer until literally right before they announced they were closing. He was on Mixer. He was a big streamer on Mixer, apparently, and a big gamer. So they closed it down. Somebody bought it. I forget who it was. I don't know if it was Twitch, but anyways. I came to Twitch in March or April of 2020. Started following a streamer. I was away that was right at the very beginning of the pandemic, and everything closed. I was working out of town Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, sometimes Saturday. So one Monday morning I discovered a streamer. Accidentally, I was actually on YouTube, and he had some videos up on YouTube, and in the notes it said he streams on Twitch, and I'm like, I asked my kid, what's Twitch? I got the look of like, Dad, you're so old. So anyways, I found that, and then I wound up coming home, and then I was busy working and whatnot. So it wasn't until November-ish of 2020 that I found Psycho. And, that's when him and I started following him. And then at the same time, like, I was there, Adventure Seeker was there. There was a lady, female named Belle, something, I don't remember anymore. She was there, and we wound up getting him to affiliate because he was not an affiliate yet. So we got him to affiliate status. He got it in December, and then I was with him for all through 2021, all through 2022, and then the spring of 2023, around April, I started streaming myself. And that's kind of where I started streaming. So that's kind of how that all happened, So, and I remember Stars and DeBars, he came into my stream about a week after I'd started streaming, and I just really liked it. I enjoyed it. I loved it. But in the very beginning, though, I was using my phone, which, it does suck. The phone was overheating, and it just wasn't cool. So I borrowed my son's laptop because he was finished school. So I borrowed his laptop, and I used it all summer long. And then I finally went out and bought my own in late August because he was going back to school. So ever since then, yeah. And then the only other issue that I really ever had was my own internet connection here, which was my upload speed, I believe. So I had to get that increased dramatically. I had the speed coming in, but it was the speed going out, or I think that's what, or maybe I got it reversed. But anyways, I've got it. It's wide open now, and it's fast as ever. So really, I don't have usually very many problems anymore. Some phones just didn't work very well back in the day. Yeah, funny enough, it's the Android actually that overheats. The Apples don't. Because I have an Apple phone. Like the phone that I'm using outside is an old iPhone. It's like an iPhone 14 or something, or 12. And I don't have any issues with that thing ever. Like, I use that outside, no problem. And again, all I'm doing is using vdo.ninja as the website, and I paste the URL into my browser source, and I have another screen. And that's how I do it. And yeah. And my Android that I used to use, it would give you a warning. Oh, it's overheating. Oh, it's overheating. And, it's just frustrating, right? Like, it really is frustrating. So, again, I got the laptop. It's done very, very well. When I use the camera here, I have a camera that I had connected, and I have a lot of issues with it. I don't know if it's the cord that I use or what, but since I started going to the cell phone for when I'm doing leg extensions and curls, and I've been using vdo.ninja the last, I think 4 streams, I don't have any issues, none whatsoever. So I've kind of stopped using the other camera, so we'll see. All right, let's get some back stretches in here. Well, apples always work good for me, but some friends who've had, yeah, my son, both my boys and my wife, they're all Apple fanatics. Like, complete Apple fanatics. I'm still an Android guy. It's a company phone, you know, so that's what works for me. I remember back when Google's company slogan was "Don't be evil," and by 2015 they had to drop it. Yeah, actually, I don't remember that. I don't actually remember that, but that is funny. All right, let's get a little shoulder maintenance in here. I remember in the 90s, one slogan, can't forget it. The CFL, the Canadian Football League, had their big slogan in the late 90s, "Our balls are bigger." I'm not kidding you, man. That was, the football was a little bit rounder. Like our actual CFL football was slightly bigger than the American one, where the American football was a little longer, a little narrower. And we're talking like just barely, right? But our ball was a tad bit, like we're talking again like half-inch shorter, but was a little bit more roundish. And they actually got away with this slogan, "Our balls are bigger." Oh man, like, yeah, that stuck around for a little while. But yeah, it's amazing, you know, what slogans you remember and what commercials you remember from a kid, right? You know, what was Wendy's? "Where's the beef?" You know? Arby's restaurant is in Canada, has been for a long, long time, and they've had a good one, a good slogan. I think 80s it started. Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah. But again, right, like, you do remember, like, even the Coke commercial from the early 70s, right? Like, even I can picture the commercial. I can't sing the song, but I can remember the commercial, you know, for Coca-Cola from the early 70s, right? All right, let's get the left arm in. All right, let's get this way here. Oh, really, eh? Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, I might have to look that up. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, I probably would really enjoy that, to be honest. Oh, buddy, I was there. I was there. Even as a kid, and by like 77, 78, we had bell bottoms. Oh, yeah. And some funky shirts. Turtlenecks were popular. Even I had one. And the 80s? Yeah, dude, I was right there, man. I was there. The Big Hair Affair by 87-ish. Oh yeah, long hair, the Big Hair Affair. The skinny jeans, the tight jeans. Oh yeah, we all had the big hair. All right, let's lose the shoes. I will admit, like, I don't admit it often, but even now we do look back at some of the stuff and it's like, what were we thinking? Oh yeah, you look back and you're like, man, was I out of my mind or what? It is pretty funny. Yeah. Sometimes we're like, did our parents let us go out like that? And my mother's like, well, you don't think I was gonna stop you? The one that I probably laugh at the most is my two sisters, because one of the more comical things about the 80s for women, first of all, was the big hair, but the other one was the shoulder pads. All these jackets these ladies were wearing back in the 80s all had like shoulder pads. Oh man, it's so funny to look back and like, wow, what's with the big shoulder pads, man? You can learn a lot from watching some old stuff. I watched a Cary Grant film and found out World War II was originally called the War That Never Happened. My parents were really strict. They did stop me from being cool. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. My parents, as strict as they were rather liberal in certain areas. Okay, that's way too high. Hang on. And that's actually way too tight. Is there not another one in here that's not quite as tight? What did I do? Pick the tightest one? Wanted to get a shoulder stretch in. Oh yeah, extra heavy. Probably should read the thing, right? Now my parents were pretty cool. Like when it came to that, I mean they were strict on other things, but that type of stuff, you know, they were rather okay with. Okay, let's check another one here. I guess I'm missing a couple because, like, we got a couple of empty bags here. Unless they're on the floor down here and I just didn't see it down there. Holy cow, how many empty bags are in here? What happened to them all? Okay, so we have like multiple empty bags, so I don't know where these things all disappeared to. Alright, so how heavy is this one? Even worse, double X. I know one snapped on me. Hang on a second, let's have a look down in here. Guess I'm gonna have to buy a few more of these things. Like literally there's like four empty bags there. I don't even know what happened to them all. Okay, let's bring this down then a little bit. Alright, let's try that. Alright, let's try it from here. Oh yeah, that's much better. Woo! Okay, shoulder stretch. My goodness, that was brutal. Would have been nice if I had an easier one, I'll tell you. No. All right, let's try this again. Get another stretch in on the shoulder. Oh man, kitty power. All right, let's get back on the floor. We have a kitty upstairs, dude. It's the wife's kitty, not mine. Yeah, I know. I had the wife down here a couple times while streaming, but she just doesn't care for it. Doesn't want to be on camera. I had home gym physique in here, you know, cheering on, wife gains, right? But she was on the treadmill. But she wasn't too keen on joining me on stream, so to speak. When you stream fitness, does your wife join you, or does she work out, or does she... Like, I've never seen you stream fitness, like, not yet anyways. I don't usually let... The cat rarely ever comes to the basement. Extremely rare. I had my girlfriend on one of my streams when I rated Johnny, and as soon as she saw his Star Wars stuff on the wall, she became a fan. Yeah, we're not into Star Wars here. My wife was a massive Walking Dead fan. You know, that show's over, but there's all the spin-offs now. So we have watched a number of the spin-offs. And as you can see down here, I have a number of Marilyn Monroe stuff. I was obviously back in the day a pretty big, massive Marilyn Monroe fan. It's probably subsided a little bit, but yeah, it's just one of those things. I do have on the wall here, you can't see it on stream, it's back over here. I do have one of my more prized possessions on the wall there, but the way I have it situated, you can't see it. It's an autographed photo to me personally, directly to me with my real name on it, from IFBB Pro Porter Cottrell. He was a relatively well-known bodybuilder in the early 90s, probably between, let's say, like 89 through 95, 96, very popular bodybuilder. And there's a story that goes with this, and it goes like this. I had been in Louisville, Kentucky, where he lived, and I went to his gym in 1993, August 93. Went to the gym looking for him just to meet him. That's the kind of guy I am. I'm pretty outgoing like that. So, and I walked right in the gym, hey, how you doing? Hey, is Porter Cottrell here? And they said, no, I'm sorry, he's not, blah, 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 he's not in. And he was also a local Louisville firefighter as well. And that was kind of his shtick, as they say. I started as a fan of The Walking Dead and Fear of the Dead, but those shows went downhill fairly quick. Yeah, no, my wife was dedicated. So anyways, long story short, I had told my cousin who lived in Louisville the story, and 25, 29, 30 years pass, and I'm telling my cousin the story. Again, it came up in conversation, and I told him the story again, and he says, really? He goes, I forgot all about that. Because he was just a kid then, right? He was like, probably like 9 or 10, 11 at the time. So, fast forward, he's now, 35, 40 years old, and he's at the gym, and Porter Cottrell trains at his gym. So he walked up to Porter, and he said he told me straight up. He goes, I've said hi to him, I've talked to him a few times. And he went and told him the story. And, a month later, I get this personalized autographed photo from the 90s of Porter Cottrell. And he sent me a note with it, telling me he had spoken with my cousin, heard the story about me coming to the gym back in 93 and blah blah blah, and lo and behold, I got this autograph photo, and he paid for the shipping, he paid for the postage on it and all that. He paid for everything. So I sent him a card back thanking him, and then retelling the whole story to him from my perspective on how it went down. And yeah, so yeah, that's one of my prized possessions right there. Actually, this weekend here in Toronto is the Toronto Super Pro Show. So famous Canadian Regan Grimes is competing. It's kind of like a homecoming for him. And we'll see how he does at this show this weekend. Apparently, it's a rather very light lineup. I think there's only like 14 or 15 competitors, so that would be cool to have a wall of bodybuilder pics signed. All I have are dozens of politicians from the years I worked in politics, but one is a Senator John Glenn. John Glenn wasn't he my thinking John Glenn? You said senator. Wasn't he an astronaut? John Glenn? Am I thinking of a different guy, or how much of a nerd am I? We all have our things that we love. I don't know if it's a nerd thing or not, but yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I have to admit, I don't even know if I knew he was a senator. Maybe I forgot about that. I don't know. I know a number of Vietnam veterans became politicians and whatnot. Obviously, the famous one was it John McCain? John McCain was the famous one, but there were many, many others that were also, I mean, I know George Bush Senior was in World War II. He was the last World War II president. Rolling this sore back of mine. I'd be hard pressed to name you other Vietnam vet politicians other than John McCain. Also have Fred Thompson was an actor and senator. Yeah, Ronnie Reagan was an actor in the World War II and obviously became a president. Oh man, I gotta call my chiropractor today. I gotta get in for a snap, crack, and a pop today. Like, I really need to. Oh man. If I knew then what I know now, I would have skipped politics and went straight into fitness. I've always been into politics, man. Like in Canada, I mean, I know this means nothing to you, right? But like, I have vivid memories of the day that Joe Clark won the prime ministership, his government won in 79. He only had a minority, but he was the youngest prime minister in our history. And I remember that. See, I was a paper boy, so I remember crazy things like this, right? The day John Lennon was shot, right? Like, I remember all that stuff, right? And then the day that the Clark government fell and Pierre Trudeau became PM again, right? Like, shortly thereafter. I remember all that stuff. But I've always been definitely into politics. All right. All right, let's put that there. All right, let's work on these hamstrings again. During the years I was in politics, it's weird, but I rarely had any dealings with Canada, mainly because Canada was always in agreement. Oh, yeah. Brian Mulroney in the 80s, he had a fantastic relationship with Ronald Reagan. Pierre Trudeau did not. They did not get along. After Reagan stepped down in 88, and then George Bush Senior took over, Brian Mulroney, who's passed on now, and George Bush Senior, they got along famously well. They had a great relationship. Unfortunately for Mulroney, he was an extremely unpopular politician by the end of his term, his second term, and he wound up resigning, stepping down, and he passed the torch to Kim Campbell, our first unelected woman prime minister. And 6 months later, during the election, she got completely demolished and annihilated. They went from a massive 230 seat majority down to only winning 2 seats, and the Liberals like literally sweeping sweeping Canada, and going on to a massive majority. And yeah, and that was also the birth of the Reform Party and the Bloc Québécois and all that fun stuff. But the Conservatives were annihilated. Took them literally from 93 to into, I guess, around 07 to finally, you know, get back into power again when they won with Stephen Harper. But over the next number of years, Chrétien was in power. Clinton was in power. I believe they got along. I don't think that Chrétien really liked George Bush Jr., though. I'd be hard-pressed here. I'd have to think about when did... Let me think for a minute. When did... Clinton won 2 terms, right? So Clinton came in, and so he won in 88 to 92, and in 93 Clinton got in. So 93 through 96, 96 through 2000, and then George Bush got in by 01. So 93 through 96, 90. See, I think Chrétien was still in power when Bush, because they didn't really get along. Yeah, so I think Chrétien was still in power because George Bush wanted to invade Iraq the second time after the first war. He wanted to go back in, and the famous line in Canada was, "You got to show me the proof," and there was no proof. And if you ever go look up Jean Chrétien and proof, he goes on this wild tirade of, "You got to show me the proof. There's no proof. There's no proof. We don't go." Blah, blah, blah. He's going on and on in his French accent, which is hilarious, right? So Chrétien won an unprecedented 3 terms in this country. Like, there's no term limits in Canada, by the way. So he won 3 back-to-back-to-back terms, majorities, all majority governments, and then finally stepped down, and Paul Martin took over in the early mid-2000s, and then eventually the Liberals finally lost after so many scandals and stuff, and the Conservatives under Stephen Harper won. Harper and Bush, I think, got along, and then there was Harper and Obama. They got along. Then you guys elected this orange guy. First time was fine as far as I was concerned, but the second time, this tariff thing, it's just got way out of control. All right, let's get up. And I did hear that Trump did lose that court case, the international court ruling against his tariff, but then he immediately appealed it and then reinstated all the tariffs. So that was interesting. All right, let's get this stretch in. And he just doubled the tariffs on our aluminum, apparently, and steel, which I'm sure is going to piss a lot of people off. Yeah, I know. Trust me, we in our own way have our same problem here. Okay. All right, everybody, that's going to wrap it up for today. I'll be back this afternoon. We got to do some legs outside. Yeah, it's the same here. It's the same here. Oh, Obi's going to be in tears. He's going to be in tears. Oh, man. Oh, man. All right, we're going to find somebody to raid. I think we got some ads coming in. Let's see if we can dismiss those. There we go. All right, we're going to see who's on. We can go raid out this morning. Appreciate everybody hanging out today. We had a good one. Appreciate everybody on Kick. We had 4 in on Kick. Really appreciate that. If we had one more, we could have raided out over there. But, yeah, let's see who's on quickly that we can go raid. Let's go over, let's go here to my buddy, another good home gym guy. Let's go raid Jack Fitness. He's at the home gym crushing it. All right, everybody, have a great one. We'll catch you later on this afternoon. Cheers, everyone.